Morgan asked over on Twitter, how can we stay up to date with the latest research? That's a great question, Morgan. Let's get into it. Hi, friends. I'm Matthew Courtney, and I help schools help kids. And here we talk all about evidence-informed school improvement. So if you're into that, make sure you like, subscribe, or follow from wherever you're watching and come be a part of our community of improvers. All right, let's get into Morgan's question. How does a busy practitioner stay up to date on research and education? Today, I'm going to give you 5 quick tips. Starting with number 1, subscribe to open access journals. Oftentimes, when I talk to school leaders and educators trying to use more research, they run into barriers called a paywall. And this is when an academic journal places research behind a paywall. You have to pay, create a membership, subscribe in order to gain access. And that can be really frustrating, especially if you're trying to develop a research habit and really start to stay up to date with the most current research in education. So the best tip I have for you on to avoid that paywall is to subscribe to open access journals. A quick Google search for open access journals in education will yield thousands of results. These are journals that are free for you to subscribe to. You can access their webpage, scroll through and read at your leisure, or you can subscribe and get new articles from them right in your inbox every month, every quarter, or as they release them. This is a great way to build a really intentional research habit because if you can find a journal that's about a niche area that's important to you, when you get that email in your inbox, you're going to be more likely to take time to stop, pause, read that article, think about it, and apply it in your work. Number 2, start a Research PLC. Bring together your fellow evidence-empowered educators for a weekly or monthly PLC meeting where you can sit together, review research, and talk about it. This is a great way to not only build better, deeper relationships with other educators who are trying to be evidence-informed, but it's also a great way to lean on their expertise for support. We can't all be experts at everything, and so as you read and work through research problems, work through research studies and articles together, your PLC team can support one another in your professional learning. This is also a great way to build accountability because it's easy for us within the busy day-to-day life of education to forget to stop and read the research. But if you've got that standing meeting on your calendar, you've got a theme, you've got a topic that you're ready to come in and talk about, you're more likely to actually show up to do the reading and to put that deep thought and time into becoming a better evidence-informed decision maker. Number 3, attend research-focused events. Educators attend hundreds of education conferences every year, but how many of you prioritize education research conferences into your professional learning? Education research conferences are great events for you to attend because over the course of a couple of days, you can hear and talk to hundreds of researchers as they talk about their projects, their work, and what they're learning. A research conference is different than a professional conference in education because those 1-hour sessions that we're used to attending function a little different. In the course of a 1-hour session at a research conference, you might hear from 4 or 5 different researchers all working around the same theme. They're going to tell you their ongoing projects. You're going to get to hear it before it goes into any journal. And the best part is that researcher is right in the room. So you can ask them questions, you can build a relationship with them and learn and grow from their research. So I highly recommend building in a research conference into your professional learning cycle. There's tons of them out there. My favorite one for practitioners is the Association for Education, Finance, and Policy, or AEFP conference. This is a great one. Google it. It won't let you down. Number 4, engage on social media. Just like educators engage with one another on social media, evidence-empowered educators can engage directly with researchers through social media. Flip through your journals and find some recently published researchers who you like and whose work spoke to you. Then go onto the World Wide Web and find their social accounts. I guarantee you they have one because that's how they network too. Build a relationship with them, comment on their posts, send them DMs, ask them questions about their research. I promise you are never, ever going to offend a researcher by asking a question about their research. We literally live for that. So reach out to those researchers directly, start to build a relationship. Social media is a great way to do it. And tip number 5, establish an evidence-based decision-making framework in your setting. On your way to becoming an evidence-empowered educator, you have to make a commitment to that success. And the best way to do that is to establish a standard, regular framework, an operating procedure for how you are going to make evidence-informed decisions in your setting. Whether you're a classroom teacher, a building administrator, or central office or state education agency employee, you have the ability to create a decision-making framework for yourself to guide your own work. And if you make that commitment, if you establish that decision-making framework for yourself and you stick to it, making sure that you stay up to date with the latest research in education will not be an extra task that you have to complete. It'll just simply be how we make decisions here. All right, Morgan, that's 5 tips for how you could stay up to date on the latest education research. If you have a question like Morgan did, shoot it to me on social media, put it in the comments under this video, and I'll add it to the queue. See you next time, friends. If you need help establishing an evidence-based decision-making framework in your setting, check out my coaching program, the Evidence Empowered Educator Program, at www.matthewbcourtney.com/coaching.